Guess who's back.
Back again, gang.
Oh, mommy's back. So tell a friend.
Hi guys. This is the second episode of Trending Topics. And today we are less of the jokey stuff, more of the serious stuff.
Right. So today, the topic I want to talk about is a topic which actually riles me. Because recently I saw there was a petition going around social media and via emails. Somebody, I think her name is Natalie, was trying to petition Theresa May to put a curfew on any under 17s who live in London. So yes, I don't know whether it's a national petition or it's only for London residents. I'm assuming it's a national petition where we are asking the government to help us parent our kids by imposing a curfew for any child below the age of 18. And this is a calling on this following the recent stabbings in London. There's been kids in London are getting really stabby, guys.
Was it 45 killings in
this year only, between January, and we're only in April, guys. And we've had 45 kids killed unnecessarily on the streets of London. And somebody thinks, actually, you know what? Let's go to the government and ask the government to help us parenting. I don't agree with that at all. I do not agree. You know why I don't agree with it? It's because, it's our responsibilities as black mothers and black fathers to start parenting our children.
Yeah.
We cannot be asking the government to put a law on a family issue. And something that is happening, most of these things, if you look at the studies and the statistics I've been looking, these children are coming from households, hard-working households, where there's an absent parent. What I'm trying to say is, black men in our community, you need to start
doing better.
Up. Black men in our community need to step up. Kids are being raised in the streets because of fathers who are not stepping up. Most of the narratives that you hear, shout out to all the mothers and the fathers that are doing the best for their children. Those absconding and absent parents in our communities, I am urging you and calling you, because at the end of the day, we are losing children, and there's nothing as sad as the plight of the black boy. Already there, we lose most of our black young men to mental health. We lose some of them to incarceration, and the ones that remain outside are killed by their own fellow counterparts through gang crime, gang related stabbings and things like that. So what are we doing as parents? And the thing is, what pains me is the narrative is the same wherever you come from in the world. We as a community need to do better for our babies, for everything that everything that we love. It is so disturbing. It is so painful. And at this point, I am not pointing out and saying that it's only an issue. Some kids who are being exposed to this, to have a two-parent household, but the majority, if you listen to the narrative, is the narrative of the absent father. And by saying this, I'm not saying you should live with the mother. I'm not saying you should be married and be living happily ever after. Involved in your kid's life. I'm saying be involved. Some of these men are literally just dumping their manhood on women and not looking back. And what is happening is these poor black mothers are going to work to raise these boys, and these boys do not have a male figure in their household. And where are they going? Out on the street,
to their friends,
to people they look up
looking
to.
Looking up to the people that they really shouldn't be
looking up to. People who don't even know themselves. They're just struggling, and then they're looking up to these people.
And you can't even blame the mothers, because I feel like especially I'm raised in a single parent home, and my mum works hard. Like, she works hard, and she works very far from home. So I can imagine if we had you know, if I had a brother who was my age in this house,
you know, and I was saying it the other day,
he would be doing whatever he likes.
Exactly. And I was thinking the other day, I almost had a panic attack and I was on the motorway, you know, when I was listening to all these stabbings in London. And I was like, you know, my girls could have been boys, and I work away from home a few days a week. Those few days a week, they are unsupervised. Can you imagine if they were to leave the house and go to the street, meet with some of the boys and start dealing drugs?
Yeah, I remember Mama actually, when she came in, she was like, guys, I really thought about this.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if I had a son who was your age, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. But her not being able to do that, to babysit somebody, means that we're not eating.
Exactly. And this is what exactly, that's the dilemma many of these, you know, single parented black families are faced with. You either don't work and, you know, be actively involved, be there 24/7 for your children, but then starve them, or you put food on the table, but you're not actively in their life on their day-to-day. You know, it's such a dilemma that parents are facing.
It's true.
And this is not,
I think young boys are easily influenced. Especially in this day and age, young boys are easily influenced, and we always go back to social media, which sometimes, you know, there are people that they look up to that sing this juk music, shang stab.
Exactly. That's the other thing again I was going to mention. You know, these young inner city London boys who've made it, the Stormzy's of this world, you know, these young boys who sing, the Section Boys, what's the name of the other one? Jay Haas, all these young boys who've grown up, who knows Bugsy Malone, those ones who have grown up in London and know the struggle. I think they've got a responsibility to also give back and say, you know, in the authentic truth, yes, this happens, but it's not a life. Because all they're doing is, all I hear is Nino. And some of them, the last time they had a siren was 20 billion years ago.
Yeah.
You know, they're living in the burbs. They don't even know what it is like, the day-to-day struggle. But the message you're sending out there is that you live that life.
These people portray a culture. Like this,
they portray a culture.
They're not actually, they're not even living. The people that live in the suburbs in their mom's house, and they go downstairs in the basement and sing all like, you know, why is it all I see?
The boys in blue.
All I hear is Nino, and they sing about stabbing and having experienced this life of shotting on the street.
They might have, but it's also, again, social responsibility comes into this. They could do a benefit show, couldn't they? It's about these black boys, these young men who most of the stabbers and the stabbies identify with. They have a social responsibility to say, look guys, you know, we sing about it,
but we don't
live it. There's a better life. There's a lady on Twitter who mentioned that if this was happening in a middle-class white community, it would have been stopped a long time ago. But, you know, as much as I agree with that, but it still comes back to what is happening in our micro environments. What are we doing with our children? Are we teaching them to respect, to love each other? And are we doing the most for them? Or are we just leaving them to be raised to the streets? So, again, I've mentioned about, you know, the Bugsy Malones, instead of just, you know, showing us the ice on their hands and these things that they show us on Snapchat, to take time to give back to this community that buys their music, you know.
Message.
And if you see the views on, what is that television station, where they put
Grime Daily.
Grime Daily. You know, all these bosses of Grime Daily, they're making money off this culture, of these black boys, of this, you know, ethnic minority group. They should be giving back to this community. They've got a responsibility. And yes, I urge you, I am talking about this because I am black, I'm raising a black boy, and it's not right to be losing our kids to the street.
No.
And, you know, again, another trending topic, whilst we are on the issue of race, of, you know, issues around affecting black people, there was an article which was published by Teen Vogue. I saw it on Snapchat this morning. It was quite an interesting article that, you know, the essence of it was that brands, makeup brands particularly, or brands in general, it seems like they forget to include diversity, be it in the shade of makeup. It comes up to a certain shade, but we are all different colors and things like that. And the writer of the article was questioning if this is deliberate, because every time a makeup brand or a brand sort of like forgets or marginalizes a community, we all come up in arms on Twitter, on Instagram, to challenge these brands. And this the author of this article in Teen Vogue was saying, is it a deliberate thing that is being done by this as a marketing ploy? Because obviously we start retweeting, we start putting all the publicity and traffic towards their brands when we start shouting at them. So is it that, is it a marketing ploy, a marketing gimmick, that they know that once they do something or miss a shade. There's something in
there that said that they may do that to target Black Twitter, because they know that
exactly. So they were saying, is it a marketing ploy? Because most of these brands are owned by white, are owned by, they're white owned. So they're saying maybe that's their way of penetrating penetrating Black Twitter, because if you put out your makeup brands and just forget to put the black and the brown shades of makeup, once Black Twitter knows about it, they're going to take it up in arms and start coming for the brand. So
it was like when Rihanna released Fenty, and then she released all the shades that were there, and then other brands now wanted it to be known that, oh yeah, we've been including Black people since we've got this many amounts of shades for Black people, new shades coming out, but it wasn't there before. Yeah, so they're saying that, so this lady was opening a debate. Tell me what you think, guys. Do you think brands just upset us so that we go mad and then we bring publicity to their new products? Is it deliberate, or is just the subtle problematic institutional racism that has always been there, but people are now seeing it and they're speaking up? What do you think, Mercy? Subtle institutional racism. I personally think so. I don't think no one wants to be known as the brand that no, people. I don't like that. Exactly, you don't want to. You don't want to be that guy. If you've got any facts around the number of people, kids that have been stabbed to date, please update down below. Let's open a dialogue. The more we talk about these things, the more we are raising awareness about them, because it's not right that our kids perish on the streets of London. Enough is enough. A lot of mothers have cried, and it's whoever, the community or the government, we all have a duty to these children. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not ever forget to subscribe. Why are you not subscribed? Do not forget to like and comment. Yes, and tell us your thoughts. Let us know what you guys think. Definitely let us know, because we want to know what your thoughts are. This is a topical issue. If we're wrong, please correct us. If you agree, let us know that you agree. If you have any other topics that you would like to be discussed, do not forget to also comment down below. Yeah, we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.